Today's video we're going to talk all about pocket carry. Anybody who's watched my channel for a while knows that I do pocket carry quite often for a variety of different reasons. So I figured I would give my top 5 reasons today why I like pocket carry. Now I am curious to hear what everybody has to think, so feel free to put a comment down below. Starting with number 5, and this I actually touched on in another video, but it's a great way to carry a second gun. I know a lot of people have different opinions on carrying a backup gun, you know, a New York reload, stuff like that, but I happen to be one of the persons out there that feel it's a benefit to sometimes have a backup gun with you. I did a video on that if you're interested, but one of the main things is pocket carry is a great way to accomplish that. You know, it's very easy to take a second smaller gun such as one of these and stick it in your pocket and go about your day with your normal gun on your belt. Now for number 4. Pocket carry is great for if you're exercising that day and or it's an extremely hot and humid day. Now I do exercise sometimes. I have a road bike that I'll go out and ride around a lot for an hour or so or more, and when I'm out there I'm trying to be as absolutely light as possible, so I really can't carry a lot of weight on me, and while I still want to be protected, I don't want to have something on my hip because it would just throw off your balance and it would basically feel like you're dragging around a boulder. Pocket carry is a great way to still be protected. And that would go great for someone who also runs. I know a lot of people around here that we have different trails and stuff people run on all the time. And obviously same thing, you don't want to be lugging around a large gun or something that's going to swing around. So being able to take something like this, extremely small and lightweight, stick it in a pocket, that's a great option. Something you should really consider for that. Also, same thing applies for if it's extremely hot or humid. A lot of times I've heard people that'll say that they don't want to carry a gun because it's too hot, too humid, and they don't want to have to, you know, lug it around, blah, 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 so on and so on. Having something small in your pocket eliminates that. Definitely something to consider, you know, anytime it's real hot and I have to run out somewhere, while it might not be the most tactical option out there, it's certainly going to keep you protected throughout your day. So that's number 4. So for number 3, we go to the exact opposite end of the scale, talking about formal events. Say perhaps you're getting drugged to a wedding you don't necessarily want to go to, or a family reunion you're not really in the mood to go to, or any other formal event where you're being forced to go to it. And obviously a lot of these events you can't really wear the most concealing of clothing, so perhaps you're being forced to wear a tux or something along those lines. It's kind of hard to conceal a gun in something like that. Maybe you're wearing a button-down shirt, something that wouldn't necessarily be your normal attire, and it's kind of hard to conceal a gun on your belt at that point. Pocket carry is a great option for something like that, because once again you can take something like this, stick it in your pocket, maybe have a speed strip in your other pocket, and you're still protected throughout your day, and you don't have to worry about a family member getting upset because, oh my god, you have a gun on you. So there's that. That's number 3. Now for number 2, we're going to talk about cost. Obviously, everything in the gun world is expensive. Guns are expensive, holsters, belts, all that stuff is expensive. Now, to carry a full-size gun, traditionally on your belt or in a shoulder rig, however you might prefer, can be quite expensive once you get a decent belt and a decent holster. And I highly recommend both of those things if you're carrying, because they can make the difference between it being fun and it sucking. Now, pocket carry, on the other hand, is a completely different story. For instance, I pocket carry primarily, this is one of my main holsters I use, and this is a cheap $10 Uncle Mike's holster that I got at Wally World. And it works quite well for both guns. Now, a lot of my holsters, they're very gun specific, and I'd recommend, once again, getting gun specific holsters for a lot of your situations, because the gun's going to fit better. This is merely basically a pocket for the gun to sit into and keep the gun upright when it's in your pocket, so that when you draw it, it comes out. Plus it keeps some of the lint out of the gun, which is good, and you can run into that no matter how you carry. Plus the guns themselves are a lot cheaper. Obviously a smaller gun is going to require less machining and less material to make than a bigger gun, so you can get a smaller gun a lot cheaper than you would, say, a full-size gun. So overall, if you don't have all the money in the world and you're looking to get into concealed carry, look at possibly a smaller gun. You know, something like this Snubby is a great option for concealed carry. There are many people that go through life and something like this is all they carry, and guess what, it works for them just fine, just as much as a larger gun would, possibly even more for the people that don't necessarily want to carry a larger gun, and that's all they can bring themselves to carry on a daily basis is something like that. So that's my number 2 reason, is cost. My number 1 reason is pretty simple, and that is there's a lot of cool little guns you can have for pocket carry. Ever since people really started trying to defend themselves, companies have been cranking out little pocket guns, because that's, at the end of the day, the easiest way to have a gun on you. And because of that, there's a gazillion different little options out there for everybody's taste. You know, not much cooler than a little pocket snub-nose revolver. And because of that, you've pretty much got every option under the sun. When it comes to frames, you can get steel, aluminum, scandium. You know, hammer-wise, you can get shrouded, unshrouded, the concealed hammer. Caliber-wise, you can get everything from 38 Special, 357 Magnum, 9mm, 22 LR if you really want to. You name it, it's out there. 22 Magnum. You know, I could talk about the possibilities of what you could have as a pocket revolver forever. There's so many different possibilities and cool little guns out there. Same thing with semi-automatics. You know, this is a Kahr CW380. This is a lightweight little 11-ounce gun that you can put 380 through, and 380, despite what the tactical trainers will tell you, is actually a fairly competent round. But if you want, you can have a 9mm. You can go all the way down to 25 auto. Get yourself a little baby Browning, which there's not much classier than a baby Browning. So it just opens up a whole lot of possibilities for cool little guns, and before you know it, you'll be collecting them, because you can go look and there's a lot of collections online that focus solely on just pocket guns. But that's my list of why I like pocket carry. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, and have a good day.